Hello friends, Koolio here, and welcome back to the channel. Today guys, we are checking out a brand new hero collector called Battle Knight. Now this game is currently available in soft launch. I will have a download link down below in the description for anyone that's interested in jumping in and checking the game out. Also, if you guys enjoyed today's video, want to see more videos like this, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps out so much. We're getting super close to 50,000, which would be absolutely amazing. So let's go ahead and talk about Battle Knight. Now there are a couple of things with this game that you're going to notice probably right off the bat. There is a giant VIP button up at the top left. Yes, this game does have VIP. There are certain functions that the VIP kind of grants you. One of those functions is ×2 speed in combat. However, you can unlock ×2 speed in combat once you reach level 30. You could probably reach level 30 within a day. So it's not that big of a deal when it comes to like the speed up. And I haven't really seen any other kind of stuff where like kind of takes away from the gameplay when it comes to VIP things, but honestly, like I'm just staying away from it. Okay, like I'm not the biggest fan of VIP systems in games. You know, it always kind of leans towards pay to win, always grants certain bonuses to people that are willing to spend money, that give them an advantage over people that don't spend money. So, but I do want to let you guys know there is a VIP system. Now, the combat in this game is super simple. Okay, you're actually not going to do anything. It's basically sort of an idle game, but I don't want to say that it's an idle game, but it does have a lot of similarities to those types of gameplay. Now you'll notice there are a couple of different symbols next to my heroes and next to the enemy heroes. Those are special bonuses based off of what type of heroes you have in your team. So right now I have 2 tamers, which increases the health of all of the tamers on my team by a certain percentage. So let's go ahead and jump into the next battle so I can show you guys a little bit more of the combat. You're not really going to do anything when it comes to the combat in this game. You're basically going to set up your formation. There are a couple of different formations you can get. You can see the camp buffs, or what specific faction each of the heroes belong to, and what the camp buffs that you have on your specific team. Once you kind of set up your team and their overall abilities and stuff, which I do think there is a thing when it comes to the abilities in this game, which I do find really fascinating, which we will talk about in just a second. So, but other than that, it's all about kind of building your team the way that you want and using their abilities to their fullest, making sure they're in a certain location and stuff. Like I have this guy that can drop down poison abilities, a dude that just attacked right there. Now, if he takes fatal damage, there's like a 50% chance that he'll poison like 3 enemies on the enemy team, and causing them poison damage over time. And so I have him on my front line because if he dies, you know, there's a little bit of a bonus added to his effect. So let's see, he might end up dying right here. And I did end up poisoning one dude, so that's not too bad. Other than that, like the gameplay and the combat is very kind of grind focused. It's all about kind of collecting all the different heroes, seeing their different abilities, upgrading them in certain ways, which again, we'll get into in just a second. But other than that, the combat in this game, it really isn't something special. Like it's just back and forth like this. But I will say one thing that is pretty cool that I do like about the combat, and like when you're going through the main storyline, is all the different areas that you actually fight in. They actually look really good, like really unique. And I've never actually played a game like this where I've actually been like, wow, I like the environments. I actually do like the environments in this game. Like I fought in like alleys, I fought in on like balconies, rooftops. I will say like the places that you actually do combat are actually really cool. So you notice in that last stage that I fought in, I actually almost ended up losing. Now this is one of those games that you do need to make sure that your whole team is powered up and that you're kind of managing your resources, because it is going to be heavily focused on like making sure that your team is like right up to the power level that you need in order to get through certain stages like that. So, and if your characters aren't at a certain level, well then maybe you just take a break for a little bit, come back, collect your idle rewards, and be able to go through and power them up. So it looks like I did unlock a new area, which will be great because I can actually show you guys the back street, because the back street right here is actually pretty cool. There's a whole bunch of different stuff here in the back street. I am not going to spend anything on this, but I do have 2 free. We might as well do it. The arcade looks kind of cool. There's a couple of things on here that you can use to upgrade your characters. There are shard systems in this game. However, I haven't seen the shard system come into play when it comes to powering up your characters. We got a weapon blueprint, which is actually really great. Now, this is the backstreet area. This is where you kind of do a lot of like your main stuff. So the Kato garage right here is where you can go through and you can craft certain items. You need to collect blueprints, and then you need a certain amount of gears and a certain amount of basic gold in order to craft them. I don't have them right now for this one, so I will have to save up, but I am pretty excited for this blueprint because it is a rare item, and so I can power up some of my other characters. There's the Norn Arena. If you've ever played a PvP game and a gacha game before, this will look really similar. Basically, you jump in, it gives you some random players that you can fight against, you take them down, you try to get up as far as you possibly can, and then you can refresh them. You can do it like a certain amount of times per day. Again, it's something that's very, very basic. The summoning system, which we will go into summons a little bit later, we'll talk about like the percentages for actually summoning characters and stuff like that, which it's good in some ways and bad in other ways, which again, we'll get into in just a second. The shielded mine is sort of like the endless tower. You just kind of dig as far as you possibly can. This is where you're going to get some of the materials that you'll need to upgrade your characters. This is probably where you're going to get most of that. And talking about upgrading your characters, let's actually go ahead and take a look at some of the characters. Now, I actually really do like the graphics in this game. I'm a pretty big Cyberpunk fan. I think this is really, really cool. So I'm actually pretty pumped about the overall art style for this game. But I think it is kind of a hit or miss for some people. Now, when it comes to upgrading your characters, each of the characters, I believe, has a certain amount of stars based off of their rank. So if it's a green rank, they have 2 stars. If it's blue, 3, purple is 4, and then there's like gold rank, which is 5. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at one of my blue characters, let's take a look at her. No, wait, not her. Her. Wait, her? Yes, her. So I haven't upgraded her stars. You can't really see it, but if you see where her name says Puppet-Elva, just below that, you can see the 3 stars. Now, below that says upgrade hero stars. You need certain tokens in order to do that. You can get those mainly through, playing through certain stages of the game, the mines and everything like that. But you don't need to get duplicates as far as I'm aware. Again, I haven't done any of my summons, so we may see that may change when we do the summons. But you get those upgrade tokens, which you can then use to upgrade their stars, which leads into a pretty interesting sort of customization option for the characters. Now, if you go and take a look at the talents and skills down below, now her passive talent is reverse positioning. Elva permanently reduces her tenacity by 30% when suffering crit damage, deals 150% damage to the attacker. This damage ignores defense. And then she's got her first basic ability, but then you have other abilities that are actually locked that you need to go through and upgrade their stars. Now, the interesting behind this is if I go and I upgrade her once, I'll unlock this first ability, this self-healing program or whatever. When suffering crit damage, recovers 40% of damage suffered as health, which is cool. Now, when I upgrade her to 2 stars, I can actually pick different paths on how I want this specific ability to upgrade. So I can either have it so the recovery efficiency is increased to 70%, or permanently reduces tenacity by 20% while increases attack by 30% and speed by 10%. So I do kind of like that you can kind of go through and customize your character's abilities. That's probably the most unique aspect of this game in terms of like overall gameplay, besides like the graphics itself. But really, when it comes to like the customization, this is probably the coolest thing that I like about it. The other thing too is you can see the character's gear. When you go through, each of the characters have a main weapon, a side weapon, and then some of their, gear and stuff that you can kind of go through and equip. You can go ahead and auto-equip it. Auto-equip for some of these ones. Now, I actually do like the interface of this game. I think it's interesting how they have it all set up. Like, you got daily quests, I can go and claim some premium currency. I will say, like, I've been playing for most of the morning, and it has taken a little bit of time collecting some of this premium currency, but they do give you enough, I think, within the first hour and a half, you're gonna be able to do your first, like, premium 10 times summon. They've also got your daily login rewards, level up funds, daily sign-ins, and a whole bunch of events kind of going on right now that you can complete. Bounty events, which are like you send your characters off to do bounties, and then after a certain amount of time they come back and they give you rewards. But with all that kind of stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and do the main thing that I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to see, and that is to do some summons, because I have not done any summons in the game so far. I've actually been kind of saving all my tokens. Again, probably about an hour and a half, you'll be able to have enough to do some summons on here. Now, I talked about how like there are some good things and some bad things when it comes to the summons. For example, if you summon on the senior hire, on your 20th senior hire, you're guaranteed to hire a purple hero. Now, if you go and take a look at the information for summoning, a basic hire, you're only guaranteed to get a green or a blue quality hero. On the senior hire, there is a 58% chance for green, 40% chance for blue, and a 1.5% chance for purple, which is pretty low. So that's kind of like the one thing where I'm like, oh, that is actually pretty low. However, it says every 15 senior hires can get you an extra perfect hire coin, which you can then use for the perfect hire, which has a 90% chance for blue and a 10% chance for a purple quality hero. So that's actually pretty good. So there's a couple of sort of convenience features behind summoning to kind of help you out if you don't get characters. Again, the basic summoning on it is a little bit low, but at least there's, some stuff after that. But let's go ahead and do my hire 10 times. And we got a couple of different heroes. We got some duplicates of some of the characters I already have. So I'm interested to see if that's gonna like affect us. I actually do want to head back to our heroes and see if that actually does affect us in any way. It does not look like it does, but I bet you there's a way to kind of go through. Oh, there is actually like there's a place on the back street where you can gotta go and scavenge or salvage your heroes if you don't want them anymore. But with that out, let's go ahead and do the senior hire and hopefully be able to get ourselves a really cool character. Blackback Addis. See, like that guy's pretty cool looking. He is, I think he's purple or blue. Hey, Blackback Addis. Partisan Patroclus? I don't know. I think they're actually both blues. So we got ourselves 3 blues. We did not get ourselves a purple. 2,200 to try again. It does, yeah, like it's a little bit high up there, but there you guys go. Battle Knight. I like the aesthetics. I like some of the customization when it comes to like, you know, deciding on the skills of your abilities. Other than that, everything else is very, very similar to other games out there. If you're not a big fan of like the idle games and where like you jump in, if you can't get past the stage, just take a break for a couple hours, come back, collect your rewards, you might not like this game. If you're a big fan of like Cyberpunk games and some kind of cool team buildings, I think you will like this game. So guys, thanks so much for watching. My name's Koolio. Again, make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed today's video. Also, if you guys have any suggestions of games you want me to check out, let me know down below in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Again, we're getting super, super close to 50,000. It would be amazing if we hit that in July. Okay, friends, thanks so much for watching. My name's Koolio, and I'll see you next time.